Yes. The time has come. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get started, shall we? Hello everyone, it's the next big thing here yet again with another Star vs. the Forces of Evil video, boy! Today it's time to talk about the episode Face the Music. I honestly wanted to begin with Star Crush, but to be fair, this episode is important to start with first because of its chronological importance to this whole story. And plus, this analysis for our 1 hour premiere intake will have to consist of 2 parts. Please don't scar me in the comments. And in speaking of the episode listings, what the freak is up with Disney XD? I woke up at around 4 AM in the morning, and so I decided to check on the episodes. That's how low-key awesome I am. The full episode of Star Crushed was completely unlocked and free to see, while on the other hand, the Face the Music episode was out of sight. And yes, I have screenshots of it because I'm a creep. If one of the episodes are going to be exposed, guys, don't make it the season finale, but I guess that's not the majority of our problems for today. It's time to dig in deep on the episode Face the Music. The episode begins with a little backstory for princesses that are bound to be future queens, and they show basically how they are portrayed through puppet shows and generic lyrics from previous reincarnations. Of course, Star obviously hates it, but it then goes back to Queen Butterfly's side of the story. She decides to go to a place called the Forest of Certain Death, which is practically like MLP's Everfree Forest. And then we come back to Star, who eventually leaves the Diaz house to avoid the song stroll for 8 hours. Back to Queen Butterfly, she heads to Ludo's family, who seems to be in a poverty state at the moment. As it turns out, Ludo's castle was actually once his family's home, until one day he stole it from them. And with the help of some other monsters, they actually changed the locks on the doors as well. He was the puniest in the family, and therefore the one with the least amount of respect shown to. And according to the father himself, he was also the one they pushed the hardest. So they obviously have no idea where Ludo is at the moment, but before she leaves, Moon says this.
There. We can't always control the path our children choose to take.
Very intriguing. That sounds familiar, I guess. Is that some sort of foreshadow or something? We come back to Star, and so she returns after her attempt to escape the musician, but nope, the musician's still there. So yeah, that's just great. Marco and Star decide to go back in the kitchen and talk about it. And eventually, Marco talks Star out of avoiding the musician, so she just goes along with it, in exchange for hugs. Meanwhile, Queen Butterfly is journeying her way back home, but is interrupted when one of Ludo's brothers, Dennis, comes along. He shows her where Ludo is because he really cared about his big brother. And that was a really touching thing to show. It's true that somebody in his family has been looking after him and hopes that one day he'll return. So perhaps there's more to the whole monsters or evil concept than what we've been shown thus far. Once again, the majority of the monsters seem to be pretty nice. Anyway, Star brings up Ruberite up to her room to explain the whole misconception with how princess musicals are. Apparently, it's later revealed that Ruberite felt the same exact way about the repetitively oversaturated, boring, hypocritical, false advertised, annoying, embarrassing, overused, condescending, disgraceful, weak songs for the princesses. Oh boy. So he zips back into his dimension to be a hack once more, but Star helps and compromises with him, instead of just dodging her problems. We dig back into Queen Butterfly's story, and we are shown the armor she once used to fight against Toffee. She's literally interrupted by King Butterfly, who reminds her that she has to get dressed for Star's song day, and not some friggin' war. And it was cool to see how butterflies can control certain doors with their magic. It's probably kinda like dipping down. It's also interesting to see what else they have hidden. Finally, it gets to the performance, and everyone is beginning to settle in their seats. Marco not only showed up for the song day, but notice what he's wearing. This is him in an outfit for princes, while Star is wearing, of course, a dress for princesses. And also, this is kind of what he wore in the Blood Moon Ball episode, but just for the shoulder pads. Mind blown. The song starts, and when it does, it begins extremely soft, but then it picks up into a rock song, and within the song is something that I wasn't expecting her to include at all. I understood the part where she explains how the monsters would try to possess her book of spells, but the rest of it was TMI. She revealed in the lyrics of the song that the Book of Spells was no longer with her and her parents held it as a secret, while having to deceive the Mumin people. So that's just wonderful. And lastly, the ending consisted of Ruba Riot straight up saying out loud that Star was in love with Marco.
Star Butterfly is in love with her best friend, and his name is Marco Diaz. Oh no.
Star says that it wasn't supposed to be part of the song, so why was it included? Did she just mention all of her secrets to him, and so whatever he heard, he just simply pitched it in there without any supervision? So, without a shadow of a doubt, this is just way too unbearable for Star. So she leaves with Cloudy.
I think Earth is a pretty great place.
No, really. She just ditched everyone.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
After the High Magic Commission starts arguing with the Butterfly family, the Mumin citizens rebel and Marco becomes in shock. She leaves. And so it ends and sets up for what's to come in the next episode of Star versus the fricked up forces of green glowing evil. See how we unravel this mystery in the next video. Keep your eyes peeled. This has been The Next Big Thing, signing out. Peace. And remember, this is just part 1, so please don't scorch me in the comments.